What's going on, guys? Today, another video here, and I just want to talk about um, back to stereos from the 70s that um, people always wanted to have the vintage stereos from you know old stereos back then. And today, guys, I want to talk about stereos that made in Japan. For some of you folks, maybe you don't know or you don't really care about where is it made, and you have your own, you know, um, choice, or you have your own um, likes about where is it made, because a lot of stereos, guys, are made in different countries. They have one in made in Japan, they have one in made in Canada, they have one in made in Germany, they have one in made in China. And it's different countries that people um, or the engineers um, build these stereos, and different quality sounds and different looks and different styles about the vintage stereos. But I want to talk about what I like, and I always been you know um, a fan, and I have Asian blood, so Japanese, it's what I collect and what I buy. And Japan is, to me, is one of the best engineers when it comes to electronics. And this good stereos from back in the 70s that made in Japan, which is the Marantz, the Sansui, Luxman, Lafayette, Aquaphase, Sony, Technics, Pioneer, Akai, so on and so on. And the build of this vintage stereos that Japan made, it lasts, and it's a good looks, and it has this beautiful quality sounds. But for some folks, they like different made. Some of them are they like made in Europe, they like made in Germany and other countries in Europe, and Canada, they like Canadian brand, different types, especially when when we talk about audiophiles, those really expensive ones, because they really are expensive. But Japan made, I've been collecting Japanese made for a long time, and I have a lot of collections made in Japan when it comes to stereos. And it has this amazing uh, built and quality sounds. And as you can see, when you open those stereos, when you see the motherboards inside of the stereos, you can tell when it's really good or not. And Japan is one of the best um, country when it comes to electronics, when it comes to stereos back then. And a lot of people, guys, are buying Marantz, and people that they know about Japan made, they know that it's a good brand. And from turntables to receivers, amplifiers to speakers, and even cars, people knows when it comes to Japan made cars, it lasts for a long time. But the thing about Japan, guys, they are a very expensive country, and of course, they want to make a lot of money, and their reputation, they want to keep it really like on the top notch. And that is why their stereos are expensive. So, and Japanese stereos, guys, even the, what do you call this, the the tubes, they have a very nice stereos when it comes to tubes. Those bulbs that really amazing when they lit up, and they are very expensive. So for some of the folks out there, you know, if you really get into this hobbies, uh, get a Japanese made stereos, and you will, you know, not be disappointed. It's a very good stereos. The Sansui, very amazing. I have a lot of Sansuis, and I'm really amazed about Sansuis. And if you have a lot of budget, then you can get the Sansui 9090 dB. Or if you want to lower your budget, you can go to 8080 dB. Or if you want to lower more, you can go to 7070 dB to 6060. Or if you want to really pay low, go for the Sansui 5050. It's not that powerful, but it has a beautiful sounds, which the one I have is the 5050 Sansui, because they're light. The DB 9090 is very heavy and bulky, big and really heavy, but you know, it's a good stereo. This is only once in a lifetime that you can have a good stereos if you want to upgrade to a very good stereos. Sansui is one of the best stereos from the 70s, and so is Marantz and Technics Pioneer. So they have different choices, which one you want to really like. But the Pioneer guys, I really like the sounds of the Pioneer. It sounds amazing, and the beautiful looks and the quality sounds good. And so is Technics and Akai, Marantz, Lafayette, Luxman. These are these are good stereos, yeah. And you will never waste your money when it comes to, you know, stereos like this. When you want to buy a vintage stereos, I promise you that you will never be disappointed. But it's gonna cost you money, but it's a good investment, you know, like a hobby. But you know, you don't have to keep buying. So I'm a collector. I do have a lot of stereos. I do have a lot of stuff, and I buy different brands. But the good thing about what I buy, guys, I buy low price. I don't pay a high price, and I really look for all this stuff that it's good and low price, because that's how I buy it and that's how I get away with it. I don't want to spend a lot of money for stereos, and I'm not the type of guy, because this is, you know, this is a hobby, okay? This is not, you know, future investment, or you can make a lot of money from vintage stereos. You can make extra money, but you cannot really make a lot of money. So if you wanted to make a lot of money that you want to invest, buy gold and silver. Buying gold and silver, you stash it and stash it every year, and you will make money in the end, you know, that year when you're ready to sell it. So that is a good investment. But stereos, guys, it's good to have extra money when you buy and sell, but you're not gonna make a lot of money. If you have a stereo store, then that's a different story. But sometimes if you have a business, when you have a stereo store, sometimes it could crash, and it could, you know, close out. It could shut it down because not making money. And a lot of people today, guys, you know, they're buying all this Bluetooth speakers, small speakers connected to their iPhones, the iTunes, and that's how they like it. They can carry it anywhere. Vintage, guys, it's for, like, you know, older people, and that's how they grew up when that year, you know, was, you know, popular with vintage stereos, and that's why they collect those stuff, you know. So that's where they grew up. So the new generation today, they like those small speakers, tubes, like look like a tube speaker like that, and it's Bluetooth, so it's easy to use, it's easy to carry, and not gonna cost a lot of money. So vintage stereos, guys, some of the stereos are still expensive, and A lot of sellers, guys, when they sell the stereos, they want to make money, they want to make profit, and that's how they want to, get money from the consumers. So, but not me, guys, because I'm a, you know, very smart buyer. I would not pay $400, $500 to $1,000, for stereos. It's because this is only hobbies, and when you get older, you don't, you know, really gonna need it, and you're gonna start thinking all those stereos that you paid a lot of money, you want to sell it, because when people retire, they need money, and they need to pay their bills. So for those people that they spend thousands and thousands of money for their audiophiles, very expensive stereos, I don't know what they're gonna do with that when they retired, when they reach 90 years old. I don't know what they're gonna do with all those stereos, and definitely they're gonna sell those stereos because they cannot keep that for a long time. And some of the kids today, they would not take those stereos, and they're not educated about those stereos. They don't know how to, play with those stereos, how to connect all those cable wires and all that, speakers and all that. So today's generation is very limited about the knowledge about, vintage stereos, about all these equipments. And they today's generation, they know the easy way, the easy way out. So Bluetooth is the one that they want. So all these vintage guys are kind of complicated sometimes. It's because they have a lot of, you know um, things that you need to figure it out, how to connect and how to play with it, how to adjust all the knobs and all that. But for other people, it's easy, but for other, it's hard. So, you know, um, today the generation is just, the easy way. You know what I mean? But me, I was into this vintage, stereos, and I grew up with it because of my father, and that is why I like the vintage stereos. I like to have those turntables, vintage speakers, vintage receivers, and amplifiers, and that's how I grew up. So, um, back to the, what I'm talking about. Japan, it's a good stereos. I don't know other for other folks because they don't like Japanese, so they like, they picked a different, a brand, and where is it made, what country. But to me, Japan is a good stereos, no doubt, and they last for a long time. Yeah. So it's quick talk here, guys. I just wanna, share a video here uh, about what I know about vintage stereos that made in Japan, and for young folks that they get into this hobbies, Japanese made, guys. Buy it, try it, and you will know it, and you will not regret. So, guys, another video here for today, and enjoy your stereos, and take care. And I will see you again next time. It's the subscribers, and I'll say